When the African man was stripped of his manhood, he did what all humans do in the face of grave psychological pain and humiliation. He found ways to deal with the pain. Drugs, alcohol, sex, or ways of looking the other way from the pain. For instance, this humiliation is the foundation of the African American man being cool. He hides his humiliation by pretending to have his stuff together. To the average African American male, having your stuff together means having stuff in your house, or having the right name brand clothes, or perhaps the ultimate, having the right car, complete with the right wheels, stereo, speaker systems, and tinted windows, and of course a white girl in the passenger seat. Now he can show the world that he is different from the average African American male because he has money and stuff. Now this is not to say that everybody who marries interracially are hiding or running from certain things, but this is usually the case. Now he can show the world that he is different from the average African because he has money and stuff. He can now gangster lean or gangster ride and chase the honeys as he cruises down the streets. It is hard to watch smart brothers acting dumb by being cool. We need cool like we need another hole in our heads. Young brothers, we are on the bottom looking up. There is no time for cool. Remember, as you pimp around, that you are much, much more than you currently believe you are. You are superstar material, yet you are unaware of that fact. We are much more than we could possibly believe in our current state of psychological strain. Willie Lynch predicted that this system would be in place for hundreds of years. He said that the white man at one point wouldn't even have to direct the actions of his slaves, because once the first generation was trained, the next generation would be trained by the next, and so on. It is self-perpetuating motion, kind of like a ball rolling downhill. Once it has its momentum, it will roll all by itself. Each generation teaches the next how to become perfectly inferior in thought. Out of the fear and shame, each generation is taught by the next. Which brings me to your generation. Yours is the first generation that was not taught to be afraid by the previous generation. You weren't taught much at all by my generation, and that is both a disadvantage and an advantage. A disadvantage because you are unaware of the struggles of your ancestors, and therefore you cannot tap into their wisdom. But it is an advantage because you were not taught how to fear, and therefore there are few limitations placed on your expectation. You are not